up, guys? This is Soundwaves, the artist behind the music. I am here to share some love with you guys, talk about a little bit of new singles that I have out. Gonna share some funny footage with you guys about just some funny stuff, and yeah, gonna talk about some movies as well that came out this summer. And just felt like, I gotta recommend these movies to fans out there. All right, so let's start a little bit about introduction here. Hi, my name is Soundwaves. Originally from Los Angeles, been in Oregon for over 20 years, so I do feel like I am an Oregonian. But it's nice to still share both sides of things, like have a city life growing up and then have more of a nature-y kind of life here in Oregon for the later part of things. But yeah, so it's a good combination, I think. The style of my music that I create can basically be compared to artists like Moby. He's created different musical pieces for multiple movie soundtracks. So he's put out stuff for very good movies that I've seen in the past. He's done great work and very consistent and very talented. Yeah. Second artist I think my music can be compared to would be Hans Zimmer. He has created music for multiple Disney movie soundtracks, so kind of like Lion King, future stuff like that as well. But it's very orchestra related, very different style of instruments that you usually would not use in a typical song. So I tend to relate to that as somebody who basically inspires me. Also, Skrillex is another artist that I feel my music can be compared to. I've got a chance to see him live in San Francisco. He's a very he connects with the crowd. His attitude, his charisma is very contagious. So it just and his style of music is very creative, very unique, and that's kind of what I relate to with that, more of the electronic dance part of it. Also, with another artist would be Zoo. He's more of he has a unique musical style, more of a jazzy style to him. Very cool. If you've seen his music videos, to the one. It's just, it's a very cool music, but yet it's still very chill, and yet you still want to dance to it. So like if I heard it in a club, you better believe I'm going to be up dancing to it, So it's just that type of contagious vibe. Yeah. But so the music that I compose is basically for users in TV, movie trailers, theme parks, video games, ads, like in Target or Toyota commercials, and movies like Indiana Jones, The Matrix, Mission Impossible, The Fast and the Furious. My music basically is aimed to create a thrill and build suspense and also create excitement for the audience. So that is always my goal with every song that I compose. So yeah, a little bit about me. Also, make sure to check out my official homepage. The link is provided in the information column. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing your time with me. And let's move on to the first topic, which is basically going to be two movies that I've seen this summer that I feel that were very well made, and that I want to share with you guys, basically what I thought about them. First movie of the summer that I saw that I thought was really good was Solo, A Star Wars Story. The budget they had for this movie was $300 million. and the worldwide gross of the movie was $392 million. So they definitely profited off of it. And one of the things that you guys might not know about the movie, and it's just something that, you know, if you're gonna go see, you might as well know a little bit of the in and outs of it, is that L3-37's memory, which is uploaded in the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, she's the little sassy one, the one with the attitude. In the radio adaptation of Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, which was made in 1980, C-3PO says that he's having difficulty talking to the Falcon's computer because she is rather rude. Imagine, that's a burn from 1980 up to now. But that's how cool, like, they basically connected these type of movies, like from the past with the future. They've kind of it's actually pretty cool to know, you know, like once I see it again, I'll point out, I'll definitely know that, you know, that's something that to keep an eye out for. You know, just little things that kind of get you more into the movie itself. The second thing that most people didn't know, and yeah, I agree, these are kind of like geeky inner topics of the movie that most people don't know, but again, you know, it's, some people appreciate this. So I'm sharing it. So Han is seen speaking to Chewie in the Wookiee language in this movie. And when he's speaking in this Wookiee language, this is basically the first time a non-Wookiee is seen speaking the language, as well as the first time the language is translated on screen and in subtitles. Can you believe that? That is crazy. Like, it's, I mean, there's been a long period of years like going, nothing really changed in Star Wars as far as like things aside from the normal that could happen in a sci-fi movie, I guess. But I guess this is a big change, you know, and it's, I kind of expected it with Disney taking over. And, you know, personally me, I'm not against change. I love change. And as long as it's a good type of change, pretty much. But yeah, it's definitely, I liked it. So yeah, I like the fact that somebody can actually communicate back and forth with Chewie, you know? Talk about, you know, language barriers there. It's just, yeah, it's cool. But yeah, basically, as an interpreter, I like that, you know? I enjoy little things like that. All right. Second movie is Mission Impossible Fallout. This movie here was action-packed, to say the least. And you know, I was watching the movie as soon as it started, like action from the get-go. And you know what? I'm fine with that. Like, start pumping my adrenaline. I'm okay with that. And so this movie, let me take a drink here. But I'm trying to say it in the way that people that haven't seen it probably won't get affected by what I'm about to say. Which, you know, all I'm saying is basically it's action-packed. Like, from start to finish. And it's definitely worth the money, like, without a doubt. I've seen Mission Impossible movies before. I love them. And yeah, go see this one, man. The budget for this movie was $178 million. And the worldwide gross was $501 million. So it definitely surpassed. It actually made more than a Star Wars story. It was, Solo, a Star Wars story. But another interesting fact about this movie here is that Mission Impossible Fallout director Christopher McQuarrie helped rewrite Rogue One, a Star Wars story. So he actually, some of the people that were part of the Fallout movie, Mission Impossible, also contributed to the actual Star Wars movie as well. So, it's nice to see like this talent kind of be shared within these movies that I've seen and I've enjoyed. So that's why I'm bringing them to you. Alright guys, so that was basically the two movies that I wanted to talk about. Now we are going to move to our third topic. Alright, next portion that we're going to talk about, guys, is going to be the story behind songs that I produced. I'm going to talk about 3 songs, specific ones that are pretty recent, and that you can have a little bit more of an insight behind what kind of tickled my brain before I did that. First song is the one I'm playing right now. It's Forgotten Beauty. It's a hip-hop instrumental remix. I've also made the original version of it, which is more of a housey vibe to it. But I really stuck with also with the hip-hop instrumental remix. This song basically, what was going through my head was just basically having a good vibe. Included a lot of instruments into this. Definitely a lot of hours as well. But I was definitely very passionate when I was making it, and it just kind of flowed that way. But I think it's safe to say we've all encountered experiences, positive and negative ones in our life. People have things in life, people have things in life which they like to fall back on. And, when those type of negative experiences come around, for me personally, my fallback has been music. Throughout life, you also get to choose, who plays a role in your life. Like, who am I going to make time for? Who am I going to let into my circle, I guess you can say. So yeah, you get to play that role in your life, like, and who doesn't? So I've noticed some individuals that cross your path, along the way, can claim to be something. And then down the road, like, you see them and they're like way different. So, it's pretty obvious people change throughout their life, but at least with some things, like, stay original, Like, it's always nice to kind of be true to yourself, and be like, this is what I was back then, and guess what? Like, I've improved what I was, and I'm even better. I mean, you can always look at it that way, but yeah, so it's just, like, I've noticed those individuals across your path, can claim to be something, but, it can be like through a fashion statement, the way they dress, or the music they listen to, but then, it just dissolves. Kind of like a faded dream. But this song is not for posers. It is meant for people that stay true to themselves. Music is expressed by many as a positive influence in their life. Music grows with you, but some choose to grow out of it. a high school phase perhaps. Others stay true to their originality and embrace the experience throughout their lifetime. Admiration goes to those who remain true to themselves, those who passionately continue infusing their life with music. Music is what kept me, Soundwaves, alive. I breathe it, it's part of my soul. It's what completes me. Music clicks with me, just like PB goes along with J. It's definitely a luscious combination. So I made this song with the mindset that for you to enjoy the beats, to remain true to yourself, and with the hope of not going with a day without music. Pretty simple. And that is the story behind Forgotten Beauty Hip Hop Instrumental Remix. Second song that I will be talking about has a very a kind of cool story behind it. I actually there were some lyrics in this song, and I got the inspiration for Do Do Dum from Julie London. Julie London, whose real name is Julie Peck, was an American singer and actress. She was born in Santa Rosa, California, and she had a very unique, jazzy, husky, smoky voice. It was described by some critics as both sultry and low-key. Personally, I think it was sexy. Some of her work was used in the soundtracks for the movie V for Vendetta. So Wachowski Brothers movie, for you guys that have seen the Matrix and stuff like that, they made V for Vendetta. And that movie in itself was really cool. So that song by Julie London, Cry Me Something, was definitely a good fit for that. And so you can totally notice that in the version that she sings of the song Sway, which was the one that really inspired me, which came out in 1963. So, and it can be heard on YouTube. But it's just a she had a very cool, unique style of voice, and just it just inspired me to make the song Do Do Da Dum. The song itself is a jazzy cabaret experience for those who like to indulge in a musical ensemble of luscious instruments and vocals. So it's just a good song. It just makes you happy. And if I was in a bar or martini bar, I'd be chilling to this for sure. Do 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 da dum. Oh. Alright guys, so the third song that I will be talking about here is my most recent song, and it's called Down for My Tempo. I just want to hear my heartbeat. And I'll go straight to the point with this one. We don't think twice about exposing ourselves to awesome experiences in life. We just simply don't. And if we do, then we're either very shy or introverted. But in fact, most of us don't second guess ourselves and gladly make those type of decisions in a heartbeat. Like, are we going to Disneyland? In a heartbeat, yes. Are we going to Friends? In a heartbeat, yes. So yeah, it's just like we make all these type of fun decisions in our life that add that fun experience, you know? We don't just sit around and wait for them to come to us. We make them happen in our own way. Always making sure that they're only a heartbeat away. So, listen, dance, and repeat. It's a good combination. It's a dope song. I got the music video out for it. Just make sure to go on YouTube, check it out, share it with friends. It's definitely a well-made video. So hope you guys enjoy it. And like I said, listen, dance, and repeat. So with basically all my music, you can follow, stream, share, add it on your playlist on Spotify or Apple Music. You can also download my music on cdbaby.com. But all my music is available on all major streaming sites, which is the thing to do now. So, I mean, I'm always on Spotify, so yeah. That's just how some people roll. It's just like, it beats having to, you know, move stuff around old school style. But, you know, MP3s are still out there, and they're on CD Baby, so. Alright guys, so now we're coming to the fourth part of our show, and it's going to be the quote of the month. And this comes from someone who has been in the type of business he's been in for a long time. I remember growing up, he had a show, a cartoon show, and he's, you know, always been a comedian, and, you know, he's still in like the TV business or show business, and, you know, you always see him around. His name is Howie Mandel. Personally, I like comedians because they are comfortable enough to make fun of themselves, but at the same time, like, when you're around them, you know you're gonna laugh. Like, you're gonna look at little things and just start laughing because they'll point them out. So it's just, it's always enjoyable to be around people like that. But anyways, I took this quote from Howie Mandel, and his quote was, "As somebody who's been in the business for 40 years, I've been rejected thousands of times. So if this stops you, this is not the business for you. If this makes you better, then you will become successful." Howie Mandel. Definitely a good quote. I mean, it does, you know, give you a lot to think about, and yeah, good stuff. All right, guys, topic number 5 for Midnight Confession episode 5, paintballing. So I got a chance to go paintballing this summer, and it was just an awesome experience. You know, it's just, it was this field outside of Bend, Oregon. It's probably about 20 miles away from Bend, and the open field was 12 acres long, but only part of the field was used. As you can see in the pictures, it was a very, it definitely had room to move around and to be yourself and kind of be happy, you know, like get the full experience. And I enjoyed it a lot, you know. It was definitely a very hot day that day. I want to say it was probably in the 95s you know, up there. And you get a lot of exercise rushing, you know, and trying to hide, and people telling you, watch out, or, you know, follow me and help me, or it's just like the intensity of that is very high. So, I mean, you're running, you have some people next to you. I mean, I had a guy that was out of bullets, little paintball bullets, and he had a little plastic knife with him. And as funny as that may be, I mean, people take this seriously. Like, some people, I mean, dress up like all camouflage and stuff, and you know, I think that's really cool. But you know, everyone has a cup of tea, and I wanted to try it, and you know, it was on my bucket list. So you know, but if I ever go do it again, it's definitely going to be either something indoors or something where it's not a super hot day. But to tell you the truth, I think it'd be fun kind of in winter too, to do it too, when there's like snow. Because, yeah, it's pretty, like, you get pretty hot and under all those layers. It's just, it was a pretty intense, like, this is what I would imagine people would feel when they're in some type of desert under, you know, going to fight in a war or something, you know. It's just, obviously it's not as intense as that, but the little things, you know, it's just being out in a hot desert, having to watch your back and your teammates' backs as well, always having to be proactive with every move you make. You don't want it to be your last. So, you know, it was definitely a good experience, and it was definitely an adrenaline pumping hobby. The rush you get is definitely comparable to something to something very fun. Yeah. I mean, some people go skydiving, or people go, you know, there's so many hobbies people have. But it's just a different way of basically when you're wanting to hear your heartbeat, as my song says it. So yeah, high desert scenario paintball field is a close quarter shanty town. It's surrounded by trenches and bunkers, and it's built for close quarter battles. Yep. It's some people would say, like, why are you gonna go and do that, you know, like, why don't you just go into a spa and just relax? But you know, I did it for the experience, and I loved it actually. So yeah, I don't take it back, not one bit. So our next subject here, and we are going to talk about our video footage that you can definitely enjoy. I know that for you guys listening in audio, I highly encourage you guys to go onto a YouTube video, my YouTube site, and I will post those links on the information columns, and enjoy the full video footage of this. All right, guys. So let's start this up. You guys seen this show, America's Funniest Home Videos, right? You know, like, there's movies like Jackass where they do things intentionally, and then there's stuff that isn't done intentionally. And I think that's probably the best part right there, and that's why people laugh a lot when these moments are captured. So let's go to our first moment here. I think we've all played Jenga at one point of our life or another, and they have an actual, I guess you would say, a big or a giant jumbo size Jenga, where it's these big blocks. I've seen them at bars before, like they have them there so people can play them, and it is fun. you also got to be careful. As you can see in this footage right here, like this kid is basically trying his best to dislocate this little block from its little area on Jenga, and he fails. Like, it just wasn't possible. I mean, I get, you know, I give him a break because he is young, and you know, he's trying his hardest to make it happen. But the funny thing about this video is that the person recording this video did not stop it at all. So this little kid is literally, when you're watching this in slow motion, when I posted it, as I posted it here, those blocks are basically falling in his head, and the kid is looking right at the camera, like saying, "Why aren't you helping me?" So you gotta feel sorry for this kid, but at the same time, it's really funny. It's just like somebody falling or tripping over something. They fall on the ground. First thing that they do is look around. Anybody that looked at them, like if I saw them, I'd probably laugh. Yeah, I'd go help them, but I'm gonna laugh. You gotta laugh at the little things. All right, so next video footage here. So everyone, most of us love to share. Yeah, a little bit of sharing can be, you know, extra work for some of us. You know, a little bit extra click, or a little bit of lifting, or a little bit of an open door for someone. You know, just or sharing, you know, your Cheetos or your drinks or whatever. Or sharing a YouTube video. So sharing is basically caring. But in this video right here, as we're gonna see, little kids don't think that way, you know. All right, let's get to it. So this little girl right here, she is basically pointing out to this little kid right next to her that she has a treat. So she basically sticks it out, her arm out, her little arm out, like she's gonna feed her little friend that is right next to her, you know, her little male friend. And what does this male friend do? He leans over, the little baby leans over and opens his mouth so he can eat the little treat that she's about to feed him. Let's see what happens. Oh, shoot. That was a turnaround right there. She faked them. She basically said, "Psych, this treat's for me." So it's like basically somebody giving you a high five, and then you basically say, "Psych," or you slick it back your hair. You know, it's like you always try to be cool and stuff in that way, but that's basically what she did. Like, she's being sassy. And she is probably a 1-year-old, you know, or 2-year-old. And it's just hilarious to see, you know, like, here, have this treat here. Psych, it's all mine. It's hilarious. I mean, look at the little kid's face. He's just like, he turns around and just, he's speechless. Not that he can talk at that age, but he's speechless. And yeah, it's I feel bad for the kid, but hey, she got her way, right? As long as, you know, as long as she's happy, then he'll be happy in the long run. All right, okay, so next clip that we have here involves a slide. I mean, as a kid, I love slides. I still love slides as an adult. Like, if I see a slide, I'm gonna slide down it. But I do kind of have a preference for park swings, and yeah. But all right, so let's go on this slide thing here. This little kid is all excited. I mean, this slide is pretty high, but he's all excited, But as he's sliding down, the friction somehow, either because of his diaper or something, he bangs his head. Like, it just, I don't know, the way he moves, as you're seeing this video, like, it just bangs his head side to side. And I literally counted, I think it was like about three taps on each side of the slide. And he's holding his head as he's sliding down. You gotta feel bad for this kid, but at the same time, it is hilarious. I mean, if you're gonna have kids, you might as well enjoy their little mistakes or little, stuff that they go through. But anyways, so this kid is just, his head's hurting after that accident, no doubt. He's holding his head and he's just thinking like, what did I just do? I thought I was here to have fun, not have a neck injury. But hey, I'm sure he enjoyed the experience, right? That's why we all do stuff, for the experience. All right, this next clip is hilarious. This is a kid's mind at work. This little kid's dad bought him a cool little motorized Mustang that he gets to drive around. And he looks like he's 2 years old. Well, 3 or 4 years old. But anyways, this guy's having fun. So he's spinning along the way, and guess who he sees? He says he sees a little innocent bystander. It could be his brother for all I know. But let's see what happens. The kid sees him and he starts running away. But guess what? His little legs weren't fast enough. And then the other kid who's driving is just laughing. He's just like pedal to the metal, and it's just, he does not care. But you know what? That's a criminal at work at a young age. Like a hit and run kind of thing. The car even bumps as he's running him over. And the kid's just laughing. The driver's just laughing. It's sad but funny. What can we do? Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed those clips. Always try to bring something funny to the table. And what better way of doing it by showing bloopers of little kids having incidents, right? Alright. So next topic we're going to be talking about, guys, is a remix that I made. It's by the Notorious B.I.G. The song's called Juicy, and it's a Forgotten Beauty Soundwaves remix. I decided to go with the Notorious B.I.G. when completing this song because he has very well thought out lyrics. They have a certain meaning, that only a few can truly understand. And someone that, it shows that Notorious B.I.G. was someone who had defeated adversaries and common misunderstood stereotypes. So someone with humble beginnings that represented truly what it is to start from the bottom and basically grew into something people learned to love through his musical talents. And for that reason, I decided to go with Biggie's vocals, adding it onto the instrumental that I have composed. And I would like to quote a sentence from the song Juicy. So on there he says, living without fear. If you really think about something like that, it's really the best way to enjoy life. because fear limits you. But when you eliminate that fear, you start living in different ways that you probably were not used to before, which some people might call my comfort zone. You know, it's easy to live life in that comfort zone. But it's even better when you live it outside of that comfort zone, which then means you're living life without fear. Saying yes to things that usually you wouldn't. Exposing yourself to fun experiences in life. It's funny, that's what this song is basically. There's a lot to the thought that was put behind this song, and who I wanted to have those vocals in that song. Yeah. So yeah, that's make sure to check out that remix. It's on YouTube. Just type in the Notorious B.I.G, Juicy, Forgotten Beauty, Soundwaves remix. It'll pop right up. So, on another topic that I wanted to talk about, Oregon was privileged to have a solar eclipse earlier this year, and I was able to get some footage on it. Had to wear some special sunglasses, for it, and it was definitely a very cool experience. I noticed there was a lot of people, tourists that would come in, and a lot of places were sold out here in Bend, Oregon because of that, and along that region that, was going to experience that solar eclipse. But I really thought there was going to be a lot more traffic, but there wasn't. It was pretty, everything went smoothly. But yeah, the video footage was amazing. Like, it's so weird to see everything go from light to dark in a matter of seconds. And to capture that footage and just look at that light as it's, switching through that process is amazing. As you guys can tell on this video footage I'm showing you guys. Yeah. It was definitely a cool experience. I didn't have to it was a cool day. It was out. My cat was enjoying it. We were just out chilling, and it was also cool to see the difference in reaction of things, because I noticed like a fly crash into me. That was something that I kind of noticed, like, out of the blue. I know it happens quite a bit, but it was more the odds of that happening during that solar eclipse. It kind of like makes everyone, like all the animals, like go, hey, what's going on? Is it nighttime already? Like, should I be sleeping? Or, and then it comes back up, the light, and they're like, okay, well, back to work. Bees are, going for honey or whatever, it's crazy. So that was something that I kept an eye out for too as well, because I didn't see any birds out at the time either, which was really surprising, because, it's like noon and you're used to, seeing everything like up and going and alive at that time, birds chirping and stuff, but it was just really quiet. Like, you can literally, like, it was like being at night, like everyone was sleeping, but it was day. It's crazy, man. A cool experience that happened here in Bend, Oregon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Well, that is our end of our show, episode 5 with Midnight Confessions. Hope you guys enjoyed our time together. Got to know a little bit about myself. and I definitely enjoy the time that you guys spent with me, and you know, appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for joining, guys, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace.